Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how do we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The eCommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
Hello, listeners. It's Brittany Blackman, Junior Marketing Coordinator at SUMO Heavy. A quick note. We're in an unprecedented time, but with this comes an unprecedented amount of unity. Everyone is coming together to help, no matter what industry they're in. And now we're doing our part. If you advertise on the eCommerce Minute, we'll donate 100% of the proceeds to Slice Out Hunger. Slice Out Hunger sends pizza to healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic while simultaneously supporting small businesses. To get involved, drop us a note at hello@sumoheavy.com or reach out through our various social media accounts. Stay safe, stay inside, and wash your hands. We're all in this together.
It's eCommerce Minute episode 675. As the weeks go on and the severity of COVID-19 increases, we've been seeing ubiquitous parts of everyday life drastically change. Fortunately, some of the largest, most well-known corporations are stepping up. Facebook is announcing a $100 million grant program for small businesses impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Most of the grants will be distributed in cash with some ad credits for business services. Businesses do not need to be on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp to apply. Applications aren't open yet, but the company says this will include both ad credits and cash grants that can be spent on operational costs like paying workers and paying rent. It will be available to up to 30,000 businesses in the 30-plus countries where Facebook operates. The social media giant estimates that over 140 million businesses use their apps every month to help with their day-to-day operations, like finding new customers, hiring employees, and engaging with their communities. Facebook also estimates over 200 million people visit an Instagram business profile every day. The company has also created a business hub with tips and resources for businesses trying to survive during the outbreak. In addition, the company announced today that it's partnering with the Lenfest Institute for Journalism and the Local Media Association to offer a total of $1 million in grants for U.S. and Canadian newsrooms that need more resources to properly cover the pandemic. These individual grants will be for up to $5,000. Right now, any interested business can sign up to get more information on the program as it evolves by tapping the sign up button on the website. And we will provide that URL in our show notes. Pretty good. I mean, dropping a bucket for the Zuck, but these days, every dollar counts.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it's like all of a sudden, like all this stuff was hitting them like crazy. You know, all the privacy things and like that. And now they're like the most, place that's connecting people and they're giving money out. Like weird, like 360, right?
Yeah, well, Facebook is still evil in my book.
I'm so jaded. So I'm like, yeah, through gritted teeth. Yay, Facebook. Good job, Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to enough tech podcasts, if you strip out the panic, what all the pundits are saying is that, once this is over, all that'll be left is the big tech companies. And this is, the ones that have the cash in the bank are going to get through all this. And Facebook's just going to wind up controlling more of whatever it wants to control, along with Apple and Google and all the rest. But look, this is not a time to like pick at scabs and yell in the street. This is a great thing for small business. My concern is that you see all these acts of altruism right now, and it's like, oh, the next 2 weeks your workouts are free, and the next 2 weeks we'll give you this, and the next 2 weeks. Well, what happens in 2 weeks if we're if
Right.
this thing, if it turns out we're all going to be hermits until a few months from now. That is a concern. Moving on, also Jack Ma, that was all over the news, said he would pay and send for 1 million face masks to the U.S. and 500,000 coronavirus test kits. Ma has made similar overtures to Europe, Japan, and Iran, selling millions of mask test kits. Again, another rich man helping out, as they should. And we'll also touch on Verily, which was announced prematurely by the government that they would be making, I think it was testing, not test kits, but actual testing information available right away. Well, it's actually right now, Verily is an Alphabet company. They've built a resource website, but unfortunately right now it only applies to the Bay Area. And I think just today or yesterday, they expanded their screening sites to 2 more California counties. So it's not a nationwide thing. But I point to this because I like how tech is stepping up, not only with resources, because I think a lot of people are confused about what's going on, but also in the case of Facebook, financial aid to help people bridge the gap and to see what is next. And if you listen to our podcast yesterday, we also did profile on offline2on.com, which is also helping small e-commerce companies bridge the gap and, provide resources and information to help you get through this tough time.
At least somebody is.
At least somebody is. We'll just stay in our bunker. All right. Quick stat time. As I said, I am not going to read stats relating to the pandemic itself, but instead just focus on the business part of it. So we'll do Facebook brought in $71 billion with a B in revenue in 2019. So $100 million is not a massive amount by comparison, but it'll be hugely meaningful for those that get it. This is me sticking my hand out.
Please.
Please, may I have some more, please?
Please.
All right. Guys, got anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SUMO Heavy.